Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you out to the shed of many names on this beautiful and chilly night where we're going to make for dinner cheesy grits, y'all. Cheesy bacon grits. I was asked to do a video on how to make homemade grits. Now, with this being said, let's do a little history on grits. We can thank the Native American ancestors for teaching the colonists who came over, who pretty much starved to death, and then finally got smart and realized, hey, let's listen to the people that's been here way before us, and let's learn how to survive. Now, with that being said, I usually like stone ground grits. They're a little bigger in texture. This is not polenta, y'all. Do not use fine cornmeal. Do not use baking cornmeal either. It has to say grits on the package. Now, with that being said, apparently people starting to prep grits back. I'm proud of them, because I couldn't find any of the grits that I usually use. So this is my backup grits. They're not instant grits, y'all. That's not Southern. They're not instant grits. They're quick grits. You still have to cook them. I know a lot of people will go, that's not grits. Well, I'm sorry, yes. These are acceptable for grits if you can't find the old-fashioned grits. With that being said, now, I will tell you, follow the recipe to make them on the package, the box, the container, the bag, however you get to buy them. I've been cooking grits since I was a wee one. I don't measure. Not on this. I do not measure. And I apologize, y'all, but that's how I was taught. We didn't measure the grits. We knew how much to add to the water. So, definitely, until you've practiced enough, follow the directions on the packages. Now, I have the water heating up, and I'm making a big batch of cheesy grits because we got cheesy grits lovers in the house. And plus, I am going to be showing y'all how to make fried grits, y'all. It's wonderful. Love fried grits. But that comes after the cheesy grits are made. Now, what I will be using is water and sea salt. I usually use pink Himalayan. Sea salt was the first thing I could grab. A stick of real butter. Butter makes a difference. Real butter. Grits. And I'm pressed for time, y'all. I've been busy. The shed is packed full of plant materials, dehydrator out. So I'm using real bacon pieces, not imitation bacon bits, y'all. Real bacon. Yes, I'm cheating, but guess what? Sometimes you have to. And then I'm using mild shredded cheddar cheese. Real cheese. Don't use none of that imitation stuff. Real cheese. Alright, now, this is cheddar. I have made it with Havarti. I have made cheesy grits with smoked Gouda. I have used mozzarella. It's not the greatest, but hey, if that's what you got, use it. I've made it with pepper jack. Oh, that was good, y'all. Use the cheese that you prefer, love, and will eat. I've even used sharp cheddar cheese. Just use cheese, not Velveeta. That's not cheese, y'all. It's nasty. American cheese. That's nasty. Too much oil in it. Not enough milk in it for me. Now, I'm waiting for my water to come up to heat. I'm going to add the stick of butter so it'll melt. Now, let's get back to talking about the history of grits. My Native American ancestors and many of y'all's used the cornmeal and made cornmeal mush. Not quite at the grits that we know today, but still was delicious. Sometimes they would make the cornmeal mush up, wrap it in corn leaves, and bake it by the fire. Wonderful. Cornmeal mush is wonderful if cooked right. Now, cornmeal mush can be sweetened with honey, not sugar, but with honey, or dried fruits like cranberries. Think of native berries that were here, blackberries, wild cherries, you name it. Wild blueberries. Cornmeal mush was made many different ways. But grits came later after they decided to grind it just a little less coarse, and it's delicious, y'all. If you're a grits hater, I've converted many of you grits haters out there. And I'll tell you another thing right now. There's no sugar in my grits because that's just nasty. But that's my opinion. That's how I was raised. We didn't put no sugar in our grits. Or no milk. They were cooked with water. Because that's what people had back then. And that's the way I prefer it. I've had grits using milk. And no, y'all. That's just, ugh, no. My opinion once again. So, I'm going to get over here. Adjust the camera. I'm going to stick this stick of butter in that water, let it melt, and I'll bring you back when it's time to start cooking the grits. I'll see you here in a bit. Okay, for those who have never cooked grits before, you see that they are not fine at all. You want them to be still coarse. Alright, with that being said, my water's ready. My butter's almost melted. And of course, we add more butter when we go to eat it. So, and you want to make sure your water is salted, because unseasoned grits is gross. Alright, take your measuring cup or hold your bag like I do. You're going to need a good sturdy whisk, because I'm telling you, it's unsouthern and unholy to have lumpy grits. And as it pours in, you want to stir them in real good. You do not walk away from your grits. Well, it should be plenty of grits. Like I said, I'm making a very big batch because I have people who love cheesy grits, and I need enough left over to show you how to do fried grits. And you're going to want to keep stirring because you do not want your grits to stick on the bottom, and you do not want lumps. And as soon as these are ready, I'll bring you right back. Okay, they will continue to thicken up. Watch out. They like to spit and sputter. Now is when you add the bacon. And I'll let you know for a fact that there's no lumps in those grits. Trying to make sure that there's no oxygen or any kind of absorber like that in here. Which looks like it's free. And there they go in. And they will continue to thicken as they cook. You just do not want it really thick, but you don't want them runny. You don't want it wallpaper paste. Then you done cooked it too much. I wish y'all could smell this. It smells so wonderful. And like I said, don't try to add the grits without measuring until you get the gist of how it feels when you first add the amount that the package tells you. This would be way too many. Well, not necessarily for a single person. If you pan it up and use the leftovers for fried cheesy grits. Tell you, this is a thing of beauty here, and it smells so good. And you definitely want to leave enough room in your pan so you can mix the cheese in, because it's going to really add volume. And like I said, be careful. Grits are notorious for spitting and sputtering, and if you get hot grits on you, you're going to know it, because it's going to burn you, and burn you pretty bad. Man, I'm thankful it's getting warm in the shed. Like I said, make sure you have a good long whisk. And I'm telling you, this puts out a lot of heat. And also, if you don't know about grits, liquid lava. Takes a while for grits to cool down. Okay, it's getting to that really good spitting stage. This is when you got to be really careful. I'm going to let it sputter and spit for a little bit. Now, as it cools down, don't forget, it's going to thicken up even more. Alright, I'm going to stop it for now. Let it cool down just a little bit. As you see, there's no lumps in those grits. Grits are not supposed to be lumpy. Alright, I'm going to go over here and grab my cheese. I'll be right back. Like I said, it's going to continue to thicken up as it cools down. Alright, what we're going to do, start with a handful at a time. You want to whisk it in very well. Make sure it all gets melted and blended. Because you do not want lumps of cheese unless you just love it like that. And you want to do this while your grits are still hot, or it won't work right. For beginners, do a handful at a time. If you notice, the consistency is changing as well. And I don't think I have any hot sauce, which is aggravating, but that's okay. I'm going to use some Tony's Chachere's in mine. In my bowl of grits. Because most of the family don't like hot grits or hot sauce, hot anything. And you want your grits to come close to the color of that cheddar cheese. I know for a fact I have plenty of cheddar cheese in here. And you want to go down and bring up. That way you know if there's any lumps of cheese. You do not want any lumps of cheese. You want to make sure that it's completely blended. I'm going to tell you right now, these babies are hot, and it's going to take a while for them to cool down and thicken. But look at that. That is simple, easy, cheesy grits. With bacon, baby, with bacon. Now, as a hint, if you have not made grits before, do not waste much time in soaking your whisk or you'll regret it, because grits are about as bad as Gorilla Glue for sticking on your pot, sticking on anything you use. And when you serve it, you're going to want a good hefty spoon to be able to dish it out. And like I said, this is going to cool down some, and it's going to thicken up a whole lot. You will be surprised. But that is a perfect pot of amazing southern cheesy bacon grits. Yeah, baby, we are talking about a mighty fine breakfast, lunch, or dinner right here. Of course, you can serve it with biscuits, toast, you name it. The way I love to eat my grits is, I'm not going to do it tonight, but I will make me a bowl of them. I will fry me an egg or two over easy until the whites are done. You want the yolk runny. Chop that up in your grits. Add some salsa. Add a little bit of hot sauce. And of course, season it with salt and pepper. And you're talking about a bowl of heaven. But there you go. Simple, easy, homemade cheesy grits. And you see that it's thickening up nicely. It is hot. It's going to stay hot for a good long while. And as soon as they cool down, I'm gonna show you before they cool down. Go feed the masses. I'm gonna bring you back to show you how to pan this up so you can make cheesy grits later on. And I'll see you after a while. Okay, we have finished dinner. The grits are still hotter than Hades. So, I'm going to make this video a 2-part video. Now, of course, this part will play this morning, and making the fried grits will play later in the afternoon. That way, I can go home, attempt to get some sleep, and get back over here tomorrow to the shed and get busy, because I have a whole lot of processing of plant material to get done. A whole lot. So, I'm going to let these bad boys cool, because they haven't cooled down a whole bunch. And it was fun eating them, because you had to definitely blow on them to make it halfway safe to eat. But, oh, they were so delicious. I love cheesy grits, and I need to make them more often. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and that it encourages you to also try your hand at cheesy grits. And of course, these are cheesy bacon grits. You can leave the bacon out. If you don't want to use the bacon, use whatever cheese you want. And of course, you can make them spicy. You can make them plain. But man, we love our grits. And I hope you will give grits a try, because they're a whole lot better than you think they are. You just haven't had them cooked right just yet. And if you follow my instructions, they will be delicious. Everyone, take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Stay safe, y'all. Stay sound. Keep prepping. Keep stocking those pantries. Definitely want to store up some grits as well. And I look forward to seeing you here soon. And like I said, the second part to this video will play later in the day instead of a short. Y'all take care. May you each be blessed. And I'll see you soon.